I always say veganism is animal rights. You can't really have one without the other. But the definition of veganism as well seems to, there's a constant debate about it.
Yeah, well, obviously there is a dispute about the definition. We have an official definition. Although, you see, that came about in the 1970s through to the 1980s.
Yeah.
A lot of people think we've had that since the 1940s, which wasn't true. My favourite definition, as you might know, comes from Donald Watson. And he said that the object of veganism is to oppose the exploitation of sentient life.
Yeah.
Now, I think that concise definition is probably the best one, and that we can use it to build on.
Yeah.
There are other ones from Leslie Cross. And what really happened was that because the people who started our movement, they didn't know they were starting a movement.
Yeah.
They were trying to get a section of the vegetarians to go dairy-free, right?
Yeah.
And the vegetarians said no. And so lo and behold, you had 7 or 8 people running a movement, from scratch, right? And then when you get to the end of the 1940s, Leslie Cross said, do you know, we don't have a definition of veganism. We ought to do something about that, right? And so that's what they started doing in their journal, which is called The Vegan at the time.
Yeah.
And so from about 1949 to 1954, they kind of thought out loud in the pages of their journal about what this newfangled movement was.
Yeah.
And they declared it to be a philosophy, and they named it veganism. And they said the core values were things like justice and peace. Peace in particular. I call veganism the ultimate peace movement.
Yeah.
Because, it was born in the Second World War, for a start. So I always like to say that during the Second World War, the vegans declared peace. And, Donald Watson said that we're not going to get anywhere. This is as a species now. They always talked in these grand ways about the species, that veganism is about the moral evolution of humanity, this kind of stuff. But they said we're not going to get anywhere unless we have veganism as being a central part of our peace aims. They were coming to the end of the war, they were thinking about the future, and they thought, right, we need veganism to be a core value based on peace, non-violence, justice, and stuff. And of course, that's still the case. So when it gets reduced to a diet, it's a mischaracterization of what it is. It's a philosophy with, if you like, dietary ramifications, but it's not a diet. And it should never be presented as that.